Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming back by the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we talk about music, records, do record reviews, interviews, and much more. If you're into jazz, please subscribe. Do a lot of jazz reviews on this channel. Today's a much more video because I finally pulled the trigger on buying a new Phono-Stage. So I'm really excited about this. Today I'm going to be talking about what I purchased and why I chose it and give you some of the features of it. And why I decided to buy this. I've been looking to upgrade this for quite some time. So for those of you who are familiar with the channel, you know that I do my reviews through a Fluence RT85 with the Ortofon Blue cartridge, going through my Schiit Mani 2 into my Yamaha HS8s here in this. It's a very small listening room here. So it's worked out well for me for about the last 3.5 years. So I've been looking to upgrade the Phono-Stage. Why would you have to upgrade the Phono-Stage? You might ask, or if you're new to this, you know, maybe the Schiit Mani you've been using and you're totally happy with it. And I must say that I've been happy with the Mani for the price point. You know, around less than $200. It's probably one of the best Phono-Stages you can buy. There's a couple of other ones out there now that are competing, like the Zen. So there's a couple of options out there, but it really is, for the money, it's a great sounding Phono-Stage. But I wanted to upgrade. I will be purchasing a new turntable in the near future, and I wanted to get a nice Phono-Stage that would kind of take me to the next level. So let me tell you, I did what I bought. First of all, I bought the Vincent PHO-701. I bought it off Audio Advisors. Audio Advisor is the name of the website. I called them, talked to them a little bit about what I was looking to purchase, and you know what my system was, what I was upgrading from. And I was looking at about 3 different options I was looking at. I was looking at the ELAC Alchemy PPA2, which runs about $1,150. Parasound also makes the Halo JC3 Junior, which is a very nice unit, at $1,450. Now, the PHO-701 was on sale at $699. Normally, it goes for $799. So you're talking almost, you know, twice as much money to get into this next stage. One thing I liked about this, first of all, well, it came really nice packaged here. This is kind of how it came packaged. It came in these nice fabric sleeves here and nicely packaged, and came in a bigger box inside. This was inside of a bigger box, so it was well packed. One thing I like about this, though, is in 2 boxes. So if you're familiar with Phono-Stages, you're trying to get rid of noise. And a lot of the more expensive units like that ELAC or the Parasound, you'll see that they're rack-sized units, and they are separated on the inside of that bigger box. So in those, you'll have like a wall, be a steel wall built around the amplifier section or around the power supply section that isolates that. It's important to isolate it. In this case, you've just got 2 boxes. So here is your amplifier box. And these are a little bit bigger than like the Schiit Mani box, obviously. These are like 5 inches by 3 by 8. So, and they're both of the power supply box and your amplifier box are the same size. Now, these can be stacked or put next to each other. All the different people that I've read online said that they're better off putting them next to each other as far away as you can get. And there's a cable that comes with that, which I'll show you here in a moment, how these connect together. This does run a tube here. There's a 12AU7 double triode tube in this. Kind of give you a warm sound. Warms up the sound a little bit. The frequency response on this is 10 hertz up to 20 kilohertz. Your moving magnet input sensitivity is 58 millivolts, and your moving cartridge sensitivity is 6.8. Your input impedance for your moving magnet, which is what I have with that Ortofon Blue, is 47K. And then you've got your moving coil, which will be 99 to 1. And then you have an output impedance of this box at 250 ohms. Now on the back, let's take a little tour of this. On the back here, pretty simple. You got your ins and your outs on your phone, on your RCA jacks there. There's a USB plug here that'll allow you to plug into your computer if you want to digitize your records. For me, that's not really of no interest to me. So, but for those of you out there that want to do that, you do have that option here. There's a push button on the back which will select that impedance for you for your moving magnet or your moving coil. Again, it's something that it's nice that I can, if I do decide to, when I decide to upgrade my turntable, if I want to go in the moving coil direction, this will handle it. So that's kind of cool. There's also a dimming switch here. So if you look on the back here, you can, there's a lamp here that makes this front light up with your tube in there. So you can have it off, or you can, there's 3 different settings for your brightness levels to make that glow. Pretty cool. Nice looking unit. Again, they're pretty stout. They're well built. I do want to talk about that because I do work in engineering, and a friend of mine that I work with has been a bench tech for years, and he knows what the components are when you look at them. And you can also find some websites that have pictures of these when they're all opened up. And I was having him look at it because he's worked on so many of the different types of amplifiers and things. And he was impressed with the build quality, because you've got those WEMA caps in here that are German made, that are very high quality. It's also, you've got the Japanese caps in here, so which are much better than the Chinese components. They last a lot longer. They're just very stout components. So that was important to me. If you go anything down less than this, for the most part, again, I've done a lot of research on this, they're usually cheaper components. So for the price point, this was pretty much that price point where you can start getting into those higher quality components. So that's pretty simple. You do have dip switches on the back. So the back's, again, pretty self-explanatory. You've got a power plug here that will connect up your pin connector here that goes from your power supply to your amplifier unit to power it up. Then you've got on the bottom, important, you've got dip switches. And these dip switches can be set to a variety of settings in order to give you a capacitance match. Now, that's different than the impedance. The capacitance, it depends on your cartridge. And I did a little bit of research for the Ortofon Blue. Let me show you the manual here, because it does tell you how to set these dip switches. Pretty self-explanatory. You just got to know, again, what your cartridge recommends. And so here you can see your moving magnet selections is 15 picofarads, 115 picofarads, 235, or 350. So you can select that. And it will depend on, again, your cartridge. And your cartridge may fall into a range of more than one of these settings, as the Ortofon Blue does. So in the research that I did, reached out, I actually sent an email to find out what the recommended setting is. Of course, you're going to have it set for the moving magnet. But as far as the capacitance setting, either 115 or 235 would be one of those 2 settings. And that's all going to be dependent on your personal hearing, what you like. How do you, what do you prefer? So this is not an exact science when it comes to this, because you might like it set better on 115. Somebody else might like it better on 235. You might hear more highs on one setting. So that's kind of important. But it's nice that you have all these settings. And of course, you have even more settings when you go to the moving coil side of things. And all those settings can be found here in the manual. So pretty self-explanatory there. But again, these are built with WEMA capacitors, sounder capacitors. On the power supply side, it's got an L-type, kind of a traditional type transformer, but it's built with high quality Japanese caps as well, including like Nichicon. So, and there's German WEMA caps in the power supply section as well. So it looks like it's very well built. Another cool thing about this is with this tube. Now, you're going to find varied opinions on them. Please leave your comments. This is a great video for me to learn as well, because a lot of people there's a lot of different forums and different people commenting on the tube. And of course, this is designed in Germany, but it is made in China, which keeps that price point down. But it has a Chinese tube in it. And of course, a lot of people are going to bash the Chinese tube and say it sounds terrible. Other people on there say it sounds absolutely fine. A lot of people have rolled to a lot of different tubes, so you can replace them with a variety, most commonly being the NOS tubes, and there's several different ones. 12AU7s you can use, which is what comes in this, but also ECC82s can be stuck in here. You do have to take the cover off in order to replace that tube. So something that I may be interested in doing down the road, but what I want to do, this is just kind of an introduction video, but what I'm going to do is a head-to-head listening comparison between this and the Schiit Mani, and I want to do that with the factory installed tube, so I can really compare them A/B them as they come from the factory. So that'll be in a video coming up. I want to let this thing cook in the system. I do want to make sure that I get that capacitance setting to my liking, listening through this. And then what I want to do is go back and make a video for you guys, and we're going to listen to it together. I'll put this one in line, and I'll be listening to it, and then I'm going to go and put the Schiit Mani back in line after listening to this for a few days. So I'm going to be having some fun putting this in, listening to it, deciding which of those capacitance dip switch settings I like. And then once this cooks in for a couple of days, then I'm going to go back and do a head-to-head shootout with the Mani and see if indeed it is worth spending over 3 times as much for this. The Audio Advisor, talking to them, they do have a 60-day return policy, which is kind of cool because I can try this out. If I don't like it, I can go back and I can get something else. So, you know, right now we're gonna listen to this. We'll see how it sounds, and hopefully this will be something that will sound better than the Mani. I've looked at different comparisons online. People have said that they've upgraded from the Mani to this, and they're very, very happy. It was a very big difference. So we'll see. I appreciate you guys hanging out and learning a little bit about this with me. This, again, looks like a pretty cool unit. Again, I like the separation of the 2 units so that the power supply is you know, separated in 2 boxes. That's really cool. Again, these are pretty hefty builds. You know, this thing weighs like probably 5 pounds or something. So pretty neat. Let me just show you the cables it comes with before we go. It does come with the manual. As I showed you, it comes with the power cable that goes between the 2 units, which is going to be a DIN connector here. Will go between them. Then you got your power cable that comes with it. You got your USB cable that comes with it. I did buy new RCA cables. Yay. So these are like 60 bucks. These are SKW cables. Supposed to be pretty decent cables. I figured that this would be a good price point to go to spend to go with this type of unit. You know, the more money you spend, the more you go up. You can obviously get better cables. You can go up into the hundreds of dollars, you know, spend a lot of money on these. But I thought that these heavy duty cables, I mean, these are really nice and thick, well made. And I thought that this would be a good place to go here to upgrade on my cables. So I'm going to get all this put together. I'm going to have a listening party today, listening to all kinds of different records and let this thing cook. And then I'm going to come back and I'll make a video and we're going to listen to the differences together, and we'll see. And I'll give you my final decision on whether I keep this or send it back and get something else. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Happy listening. Please leave your comments. Let me know if you like this unit, if you already have it, any recommendations. If you're using this with the Ortofon Blue, please let me know, because I learn a lot from you guys out there. So we'll see you soon. Take care. And a lot more jazz reviews are coming up, so stay tuned. A lot of new stuff coming in, new releases. Take care.